Every time you open Claude or ChatGPT or any AI tool, you start from zero. You explain who you are, what you do, who you're writing for, what tone you want, what you're working on. And then finally, you ask your actual question. And tomorrow, you do it all again. I've been in corporate environments for nearly 30 years. I know what it costs to repeat yourself every single day. It's not just the time, it's the friction, the mental load of rebuilding context before you've even started. There's a feature in Claude that eliminates this completely. It's called Projects. And once you set it up, Claude knows who you are every single time you open it. There's no re-explaining, no re-establishing context, just straight to the work. So let me show you. Think of a project as a persistent workspace inside Claude. With normal Claude, every new chat starts fresh. Claude remembers nothing from the last conversation. With projects, it's different. Inside a project, Claude always knows who you are, what you do, who you're writing for, how you want it to communicate, and what documents or context are always relevant to your work. You set it up once and it holds everything. Every conversation inside that project starts from a place of understanding, not from scratch. The best way I've heard it described is the difference between briefing a new contractor every morning and working with a colleague who already knows your world. Quick practical note before I show you. Projects are available on the free plan of Claude, up to 5 projects. So you do not need to pay to try what I'm about to show you. If you're on Pro, you get unlimited projects. Either way, you can start today. I'm going to set up 2 projects so you can see exactly how this works for a professional who has 2 very different sides to their work. My 9 to 5 world, change and transformation, and my YouTube channel for the overloaded professional. 2 completely different contexts, 2 separate projects. Claude knows which world it's in the moment I open either one. Right, so in Claude, in the left sidebar, you'll see a projects section. Click New Project. Give it a name that's specific, not work. Something like 9 to 5 change and transformation or YouTube channel. Specific names mean you always know which one you're opening. Once you're inside the project, you'll see an option to add project instructions. This is where Claude learns who you are for this specific context. Before I show you what I wrote, let me tell you how I thought about it. Because this is where most people sit at a blank screen and don't know where to start. There are 3 questions worth asking yourself before you write a single word. Who am I in this context? What role, what expertise, what do I bring to this work? Who am I serving? Who is my audience and what do they need from me? And what does good look like? And what does it definitely not look like? Answer those 3 questions and you have your project instructions. That's it. Everything else flows from those 3. Now let me show you mine. Watch what I include. I am a change and transformation specialist with nearly 30 years of corporate experience. My work involves leading organizational change, stakeholder engagement, executive communication, and building capability in teams. My audience is typically senior executives, team leaders, and frontline teams. When I write communications, keep them direct, clear, and jargon-free. Respect people's time, no corporate filler phrases. I use Claude to streamline my thinking and optimize for efficiency, not to replace my expertise. I work across stakeholder updates, focus group and survey analysis, communication plans, and organizational engagement. Always ask me who the specific audience is if I haven't told you, because tone changes significantly depending on who I'm writing to. Save it. That's it. Claude now holds that context for every conversation inside this project. I never type that again. Before I show you the project result, I want to show you what happens without it. Same question, regular Claude chat, no project. Draft me a one paragraph update for my executive team about a focus group process we're running next week. Look at that, generic. Could be anyone's update for any organization in any industry. Claude did its best with nothing to work with. That's not a failure. That's what happens when you start from zero every single time. Now, same question inside the project. Draft me a one paragraph update for my executive team about a focus group process we're running next week. I gave it one sentence. It delivered something I can actually use. Same question, same Claude, but completely different results. Because one conversation started from nothing and one started from everything it already knows about me. That's the project. That's what it does. Now let me show you the second project, my YouTube channel. Same process, new project, different instructions. Now watch. I ask one question inside this project. Give me 3 hook options for an episode about why professionals freeze under pressure. See how different that is from the 9 to 5 project produced? Same Claude, same tool, but it's writing for a completely different world because it knows which project it's in. One more thing worth showing you. Inside each project, you can also upload documents that Claude always has access to. For the 9 to 5 project, you could upload your organization's communication guidelines, a previous report as a style reference, a stakeholder list with context notes. For the YouTube project, your channel branding document, your audience profile, previous scripts as tone references. Claude reads them, holds them, references them automatically when they're relevant. You don't upload them every time. They live in the project. They're always there. That becomes a knowledge base, and it's available on the free plan too. Setting up a project properly takes about 15 minutes. And I want to tell you something about those 15 minutes because they're worth more than they sound. Here's what I've learned after nearly 30 years working with people under real pressure. The professionals who get the most out of any tool, AI or otherwise, are the ones who were already clear about what they needed. Setting up a project forces you to answer those 3 questions I gave you earlier. Who am I in this role? Who am I serving? And what does excellent actually look like for me? That's not an AI exercise. That's a professional clarity exercise. Most of us are moving so fast, so overloaded, so reactive that we never stop to answer those questions for ourselves. The project gives you a reason to. Claude just holds the answers once you do. So when you sit down to write your project instructions, don't rush it. Treat it as 15 minutes of thinking about your work that is long overdue. The AI will benefit from it, but honestly, so will you. So this week, set up one project, just one. Pick the area of your work you use Claude for most and give it your context, your name, role, audience, tone, and what you don't want. 10 to 15 minutes, done once. And every time you open that project, Claude already knows. Tell me in the comments, what project are you going to set up first? Your work, a side project, something personal? I genuinely like to know. And if you missed the last episode, I showed you how to get better results from any AI prompt in 5 steps. Worth watching before you set up your project. The link is in the description below. Join me every Wednesday at 8 p.m. South African time for the Midweek Reboot Live. Give projects a try. Work more optimally. Optimize for efficiency. Why? Because you matter.